Tune in. And just like that, we're back once again at MX24GH on all platforms, and I have the hashtag MXLive, easier to find. And you can see my handle down there at JasonEL_A. I always say you guys are the most important pundit, so your feedback is the most important to us. Please send us messages, we're going to retweet, respond, reply as much as we can, as I do every single day here on MX24GH. Time to introduce my pundits, my guests, family, anyhow you want to call it. I was going to introduce the gentleman, but since I'm a gentleman myself, ladies first. Jackie, it's been so long. It seems like it's been so long. Where have you been? Why have you left us?
I'm around.
What have you been up to, darling?
Just events, assignments, a lot of new things happening in the entertainment scene. You have to go around, view them.
Is it good stuff? Is it good news?
There are great stuff happening.
Good.
There are really
Nice
great
one.
stuff happening. So kudos to Ghana entertainment industry and all the creators.
Nice one. And how's the digital space? Because that's where you spearhead, so to speak. How's it going there?
Apart from the usual, people jumping into comment sections about stories and doing their usual stuff, people are hardly reading. They are more commenting, which is an issue because you put out content and you expect that people should read to get insights on what it's about. But they look at the cover image and then the first thing is, jump on it rather than reading. So that's also
very interesting. And on that note, I'm going to introduce Prudence. Why do you think this is so? People see headlines, they don't even want to read. They go to the comments. What people are saying, whether it's negative, whether it's why do you think we do that?
But people,
are we just gossiping too much?
No, we just love. No, most of the time I think we love to hear people's opinion, and most of the time when you get to know other opinions, it makes you to settle on a better judgment. So
rather than reading what it actually is.
Most of the things are very long. You guys like a long. Myself, I do the same thing. Most of the time, I see something going on. That's a lot. Most of the time, you guys, they do copy and paste from the website to their Instagram. And Instagram is about videos and pictures. So we find, if it's Twitter, you're not going to Twitter.
Bro, I just think we like to gossip. I think people like to go. I'm not even going to add myself. I think people like to gossip.
Because I just go there, read the comment, and I just keep.
Do you know what's interesting about that? I think when you go to a comment section, right, you are highly influenced by the first 5-10 comments. So to say whether it's negative or
positive. True.
Your mind and JC, sometimes the comment will even move you to go read it. Sometimes when you get to the comment, you're like, then let me go and check it. This is saying this is, and most of the people respond to each other's comments, and that will let you know that look, I also have to go and read it and check it for myself. So
but that's not on the high. That's actually not on the high.
Yeah, I think very few people.
Okay, but
me, I do that.
From a professional point of view, please read.
Read
because it takes people like Jackie and Ami Aldebra to write a lot of stuff.
But we like reading.
Let us know what you think. Are you that type of person who goes straight to the comments who just reads the headline? Because trust me, headlines are very deceiving. We can take one thing somebody said, and it doesn't mean we're lying.
It's true.
But it's all about context, I think. So please, it takes a lot to write these stories. Let's give kudos to the people who do that. But once again, at MX24GH on all platforms, please be a part of the conversation. And today's show, I don't think there's any other way to start it off. I always say we are in the creative space. We all want to project, myself especially, I want to project positive energy because we don't see that too much. Let's be honest again, negativity sells. But we are in this space, and this story comes up, and for someone I look up to from a distance, like Johnny Depp, and what he goes through. And even when the story came out, I said, we're too quick to judge. For this man, for what he's been through in his personal life, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Warner Bros. And Disney, they dropped him from movie sets and from one of the most iconic roles, Captain Jack Sparrow. Before now, he's been announced as innocent. From that perspective, do you think we're too quick to judge? And even was just the fans used to judge. Now the corporations, the industries, do they have to take their time when these stories come out?
Yeah, I think it's the new generation and the cancel culture. That's what has sparked this whole thing, because the corporations depend on the fans to run. So if the movie lovers have taken a stance already and they are going to boycott my movie, then the best thing to do is to take out the person that is being the bad plug in it. So it's the fans and the cancel culture that has forced even organizations to take that stance. But that notwithstanding, the whole idea of you are guilty until you're proven innocent is something that is so toxic.
It is.
Because now the whole world is like, the whole world is punched in the face. Because when the issue came out, a lot of people, honestly, even from outside of the world, people didn't even know what the issue was. People didn't understand the context until this lawsuit and then the court proceedings. People didn't know what he was dragged to court for. But they just jumped on it. Oh, he has beaten Amber. He's guilty. And
for me, this is even scarier because, everyone has opinions. If majority, 60-70% say you are guilty, no matter what we say, the court is going to do it with the way they deal with it. And how do we get past these kind of issues as a people, as fans, as an audience, do you think?
Well, I think there's a lesson to each and everybody out there that most of the time when issues like this, we shouldn't be quick to judge. We should chill, we should relax. There's court proceedings, there's evidence, there's people who testify. That and we should believe in our court system. And then most of these people rely on the public courts, the court of public opinion. And I'm happy that for the first time, a male in a domestic violence and coming out as the victim rather. That is one thing that we should learn from it. Most of the time when these issues come up, we always see the ladies as the victim. And for the first time, it's a man. And I'm looking forward to see that this will open doors for more young people, more gentlemen to come out and speak up and talk about some of the issues they go through. Because ladies have been beaten, guys.
Because I can't sit here and say, let's support women. Let's push them, which I believe is right. We have to appreciate ourselves as a species. And if a man is going through something, not stand up for him, not speak for him, not defend him. And like he was saying, a lot of men are going through this, but because of society and programming, men are scared to speak up. Do you think a story like this is going to make empowerment, so to speak?
It's definitely going to go a long way. After the proceedings yesterday and the verdict was given, there was a space on Twitter that had about like 10,000 listeners.
Wow.
And then there was a woman who was speaking from India, and she said she's the head of an organization that speaks against violence towards men. And she gave an example that even in India, you are not even allowed to speak as a man to say that you have been abused. It's sort of like a taboo. They look at you funny. So even for her organization, she gets threats, women, bashing her, organizations bashing her that this is a woman issue. It's women that are abused. Men are not abused. So why do you even have an organization that is sort of defending men? So for her, she felt this was like a big milestone that all men that are hidden behind the scenes, who are scared to speak because people are going to say, oh, you are a man and a woman beat you. Are you not even that ashamed of yourself? They're going to get that. They're going to get that courage and say that, what?
Oh, man.
I'm abused. And see, what was the deciding factor about this? He mentioned the courts. In the UK, Depp lost. So after that was when most of the organizations took the stance to drop him. So it was first in the UK. He took the Sun and Amber to court because they had published some images, and then he lost in the UK court. So that was when the people's minds, even people, those who were supporting him, sort of started saying, okay, he lost. It was in a court in the UK and he lost. He's guilty. Before he took on the defamation one and then spoke the truth. And in the proceedings, there was one part of it that they played an audio where Amber was like, you are dead. Go and tell the world you are a man and you are a victim of domestic violence and see how many people.
I heard that.
I listened to that recording from beginning to end.
It gave me chills.
I'm like,
it's scary to know these things.
Yeah, the fact that she knew
and she was
nobody
trying to use that
him.
against. And I think there's a wake-up call for everybody and institutions who are in charge of these violence and domestic issues in our homes. For me, I believe that for this video coming out, we need to go to people's houses and go and check out who is being punished and who is being maltreated.
Like, again, for a man going through this and, for him being as big as he is, let's be honest, men go through this. Speaking up is a problem. But again, Johnny has the platform. And I think he said something like he wouldn't even want to be part of the roles he was dropped from because it's heartbreaking, And again, I saw a story. I don't know if he said this, but someone said he's won, but he's lost so much more. And think of what it's going to do to his mental state of mind. And in society, even though he's been pronounced innocent, he's going to be judged from the get-go, no matter what he does going forward. But again, I mean, the fact that I'm a man and I know that another man has gone through this and he's empowered is, so to speak, a win. For some people going through this.
It is.
Right?
I mean, in his press release, there were 2 press releases. Amber was the first to release. And then when she released her press, the first thing she said was, oh, this loss is a loss against women who are survivors, and it has curtailed her freedom of expression. She didn't even come from the point of, I am wrong, I've lost, apology, or anything. She just pinned it on women who are abusers, and this is going to curtail them. And it was so wrong because it didn't make sense. You have lied and you've been caught. How is this an issue about women domestic violence? And then when Deb released his press, he said, this is for both men and women who have been victims of abuse. And I did this not to regain my roles, not to regain fame, not to do anything. Because after all, he's gained everything he has to gain. If he wants to retire, he's set for life. He said he just wanted the truth to come out and to let people know that no matter what hurdles it is, if you believe in your truth, you fight for it. And that was the
abuse I saw Johnny go through on Twitter.
The finger.
Even that. Like, I was even just saying, like, on social media, the trolls. It seems like right now it's not just toxic masculinity. Like, they accuse us of, like, there's toxic femininity as well.
And I think most of the ladies always utilize that kind of issue, like that kind of ideology that, men are always the bad guys. They are always the one molesting people in marriages and all that. Today, there's a new chapter.
Yeah, it's really a new chapter.
And again, this thing is going to, I believe, broaden the conversation.
There's a precedent.
Open it up more. Like
so now, men, when you go to court and you have this issue, you can bring that precedent and use that.
People take you serious. People take you serious.
That's true. But I mean, we just wish anyone who's going through domestic abuse, so to speak, man or woman, child, the absolute best. We see racism go on. We see abuse go on. We see even Kanye West speaks of classism. Where people who are, so to speak, well-to-do treated better than people don't. Like, there's so much going on. But these things, when they come and there's a win for someone who's being abused, there's so to speak, it lights a shed on what's going on. So going forward, I hope people learn from this. And I've never hidden the fact that I love Johnny Depp. I posted him with a heart yesterday, and I hope he gets into more movies. But from her side, do you think she's going to be dropped? I mean, what do you think is going to go on?
The battalion of people that follow her staunch followers are still going to follow her. The issue now is the Hollywood industry, which I think is going to take a stance. She's currently in about 2 movies. And one she recently wrapped up. She gave an update on her IG. I don't know if they'll cut that out, they'll cut it out, or they won't, premiere it or at all. But I feel going forward, even in that space, there was a Hollywood director who was saying in the space that even in Hollywood industry as a whole, she's not a likable personality. Like, people don't like her. It had to take her marriage with them for people to acknowledge her and give her more roles. Yes, there was a director, Greg, he was speaking about it. So he was so firm and so strong that he believes that this will be like a call to the production houses, because they wouldn't want to produce a movie with her. Already people are boycotting Aquaman 2 because she's in it. So, who would want to waste money, cast her, pay, and then get all that backlash? They wouldn't do that. So obviously, it's going to be a slow pace. It won't be as fast as
But Jason, like I always say, when Deb's issue came and then they were dropping out, I kept saying, look, can we try as much as possible to separate the personal life
from the
professional
case?
World? Like, this is a professional person. If she's doing very well in that character, why not? Let's forget it. And by one way or the other, we try to.
That would be difficult.
That would be difficult.
That would be difficult.
When the case came, I kept saying that, look, allow the guy to do his work. Allow the guy. Maybe that's the only thing that keeps him alive.
Until a verdict.
That's what keeps.
With evidence.
She had given that statement. She has spoken very firmly, but behind the scenes.
But cancel culture don't work like that. Cancel culture don't work like that. They don't know separate professional.
Who even created cancel culture? It's just like a group of people who just got together and said, we don't like you, it's over. Anyways, guys, like we always say, these things, they come up. You never want to shed light on negative energy or something that's going on. But once again, you can't speak about positive if you've gone through negative. You have to put it out there, and we hope anyone who's going through this, come out and speak for yourself. And more so if you're out there in the entertainment space, I can't imagine how difficult it is for people to come and speak up. But again, I'm always going to say, once someone is down, learn from them. Don't laugh at them. Now, carrying on, back to Ghana, the homeland. A legendary gospel artist. He's come out to say that instrumentalists and the choir, people are part of the music faction of the gospel industry in churches and so should be paid. What do you guys think about this? Joe Mettle said this. What do you think about that?
For me, I agree with Joe Mettle. At the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards this year, I had an interview with Joe Mettle and I asked him, what's the difficulty of a gospel artist in Ghana, and how are they able to work towards it and be a better person and a better... He said, look, people find it very difficult here in Ghana to invest in gospel artists because they feel like it's administration and all that. But then they are also just like the secular artists who also shoot music videos, who also do promotions and all that. So for me, I'm very, very happy he's now talking more about this. Because Joe Mettle is one of the people who is leading the music scenes in Ghana. He's one Artist of the Year, has won very, very reputable awards here. So for Joe Mettle to come out to talk about this, then it's true and it's still going on. And moving forward, we should try as much as possible to separate the administration and serving God and all these things aside. And let's look at the fact that he will pay cards to church. He will eat. He has a family to take care of, and you have to pay these people. So for me, I agree with Joe Mettle, and I think our churches are making lots of money. Which let's put Christianity aside. Let's put
this is a very dicey topic because religion.
Jason, let's say it as it is.
I don't know how new this is. For me, when I read the story, it didn't seem very new to me because practically churches. Some churches, I would say, unless those that are now up and coming and they need the services of these instrumentalists, then they'll say, oh, you are giving your talents to God. But even those kind of churches, when they grow big, they start to pay these people. There are churches, there are churches that pay even their camera technician, their lighting. So for me, it didn't seem very new, but I understand you wanted to throw more light on it because people that are in there that are not being paid their worth. That is where the issue of am I being paid my worth comes in, because I know my talents. If I was to be in the US, or in anywhere outside this world, I'll be paid like per hour if I play one organ or one piano or something. But that's what's happening now.
And I think for Joe Mettle to come out to see this, Joe Mettle normally performs at big churches,
right?
And you never
so let me ask you guys this. Do you think anyone apart from the churches is allowed to add their voice to this? Because this is religion. You can't just speak on someone's religion. I understand majority or a lot of people here are Christian. But if it was another religion, you may not have the right to. Now, being Christianity and church, if you're not part of it, do you think you have the right? Let's say maybe us as entertainers, if we're not part of that faction, do you think we would have the right to speak about it? Because even with churches, there are different churches.
No, but the issue even came from the church. It was Pastor Sudan Abba who brought it up before JC.
But he's part of the church.
Yeah, so I'm saying it came from the church. If they don't want those outside the church, my point is, if they don't want those outside the church to speak on it, it would have been hidden within their circles. Do you get the perspective? Yeah. It's because even those in the church, they are tired of, their creatives being taken advantage of. That is why they brought it out, so that other people can add their voices and bring change to the issue. So that's how I see it.
But in the gospel space, do we project even other things apart from this as much as we should? I mean, time passed. We've spoken about, let's give gospel artists of the year. Joe Mettle is doing this. Let's let them perform on these stages. It seems like it's taking a long time, but now it's happening. Even some people are saying, let's separate gospel from religion. And some is motivation. Some is not necessarily about maybe Jesus Christ or Jehovah. What's your take on that? Do you think as a whole, again, that fraternity, we're giving it as much respect, attention?
I spoke to Amy Newman, one of the legends, and she said, look, there are times they were just doing ministration and working and they go to church. Pastors don't pay them, all that. And even when they pay them, they give them transport, they give them food and those things. But now the new people are working and they're working business and ministration. And for me, I think is working very well. We are giving them the respect. When you are at the VGM, you would see a number of gospel artists who were on stage. There were more than 4 or so.
Yeah.
Across the 2 days or when you go to the 3 music awards, they were giving platform. They performed just like the same time frame that was given to all these secular artists was given to them. In the history of Ghana, we are having most of our gospel artists winning VGMs. So for me, I think they are giving that respect. And even they are even celebrated. They are even having their own concerts. They are shooting quality music videos now. So there's money. They are doing shows outside Ghana. They are shooting videos outside Ghana.
I want to add to the business aspect of it. Before, when you hear concerts, it's always the secular. Now in the year, there are even gospel concerts, big Tehila, Celestia, Donko,
experience concerts.
You know, people are looking forward to it. They've marked it on their calendar, and that's because gospel music has been given that respect. Recently, Hannah Marfo celebrated 20 years in the industry, and how she even planned the whole thing, it looked like Sarkodie releasing an album. You know, she was on one media tour to another media tour. So people are paying respect to them because we are in the generation where it's more of your talent and less of your genre.
2 weeks ago, Kofi Owusu launched his album. It was a concert.
Yeah, we're speaking about it here, right?
It was a concert. The father was there, who wasn't there? MOG was there, Luigi Niela, everybody was there and they're supporting it. And I like the way I don't know,
unity.
but there's a form of unity. I feel that kind of unity amongst them. Because you see them at their events, you see the kind of respect they show to each other. And I like the fact that the legends are coming out and supporting them and doing music with them. So right now, the gospel fraternity, I think they're getting there. And
they are there.
They are even there. I mean, Jason. So I think so like Jackie said, they are there. But it's still the little stereotype of Ghanaians that we think that, gospel artists here. Yeah. That thing. And the investors.
Because I've spoken to gospel artists.
Complain about investors. Camido even complain about investors.
Right.
Because about investors.
Crazy enough, like I've spoken to gospel artists behind the scenes, and some of them are like, Charlie, we get caught up, and because we're ministering, because we're sending a message, people don't expect to pay us.
Yeah.
Is that one more on the gospel artist to create a brand? Or again, should we come to an understanding the way we are sitting here and saying that, okay, Gammo should do this, Musica should do this for artists?
No, I think it's on you, the artist.
It's on the artist because see, you are the brand. So if the person calls you and you tell the person, for an hour of ministering, this is what I charge. It is on the person's, credentials to say, I can pay you. Yeah. And then it's on you, your brand to say, I am going to do it, I'm not going to do this. Most of these people, it's more of they do it more of a friendly nature. That is when they begin to say that people are taking advantage of them. When people call them, I have this convention, we are sharing the word of God, I want you to come and sing and share the word of God. They say, okay. Then that one, you are not...
That's why you need Jackie as a manager. Jackie's going to pull up.
But one thing I've also noticed is that it depends on you, yes. Yeah. But then sometimes you have to watch. You have to watch the people you are going to minister to. Is this platform going to add to your brand? Because sometimes you can play a free show, but that free show can do a lot to your career.
Charlie, a lot of fans watching this will say, should gospel artists do this?
Because look, I don't really go to gospel programs, but then I was at Kofi Owusu Pepe's program. And bro, this guy can sing. And the kind of worship, look, the program was more or less like we were in a church service. And I didn't know much about it. And I went to the friend, and the friend was like, look, Charlie, Kofi, the force. The gospel artists, and I'm happy Kofi Owusu has been nominated for Ghana Music Awards.
Yeah.
It was like, these guys are very, and there was this guy introduced on stage, I don't know his name, he had this fancy vibe. Like, the guys are good. There are a lot of people who are very, very good. But I'm just seeing the Geometry and MOG, but there are a lot of good people.
But even secular artists also play a lot of free shows to get their name up. So I don't think it has to do with gospel and secular.
But I'm saying that in terms of the gospel artists, even if you are not being paid, there are some that it's upon you.
To decide that, free show there you do
probably, you have to play that.
So can we get to the point where we say, okay, music is music. This is my genre.
We are getting there.
I make gospel, he makes reggae, he makes rap. Call me, pay me, or I don't play. Do you think we can get to that form of understanding?
We will, very soon. We are getting there. If Geometry is talking.
Yes. A lot of free shows in his earlier career. You know, so people knew his craft. Now people know his worth. So just like he's saying, if there's an underground gospel artist who is playing shows for free, it is to get his name and his sound out there. When he gets to the stage that people know the name, now you know it. Yes, now it comes with the brand. You've put in the work at the gas. You can't call Perez after he's been hyped by Mahima Messi. You can't. You can't. But before he will. So it's all about putting in the work and growing the brand.
Let us know what you think about this. You know, it is all part of the creative space. Send us messages at MX24GH on all platforms. We're having a very interesting conversation so far, and please tweet at me. We're going to be talking a bit about albums when we get back, and Black Sharif is up to some more good stuff. So quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll get straight to it.
Angelina, you be cool in my temperature. If you call, say cheese, take a picture. Shaka post, make a see, take a picture. In the leg book, boa. Why the party there today? Hey mama, hey I ever say. Secure.
You're welcome back, guys, at MX24GH on all platforms. This is still MX Live. We have some more time, so please enjoy as much as possible. Send me messages at JasonEO_A. When we have a show discussing creatives, you know, and motivating creatives, with you guys behind the scene, we can't do the show without talking about people who are doing the best in the scene. And Black Sharif, he's been super consistent, releasing good music. He has the fan base. Before we even get to the fact that he's doing some more international collaborations, I mean, Peter, how proud are you of the guy? What do you think about him?
I've always been proud of Black Sharif. From day one, I knew he would blow big, and I'm happy he's doing very well. The guy he recorded the song with, the remix, the Come and Go song is big in the UK, and even I watch it even in, you know, this song is played on even local channels here in Ghana a lot. Yeah. And that guy is even dominating most of our space here. So for Blacko, that collaboration, I know Blacko is, and you know, how the Nigerians are doing very well internationally is because of the UK market. Yeah. And this guy is running the UK market. Because there's this question on that guy that, a white guy going hard on the rap and all that. And then Blacko has that kind of energy with the guy. You see, Blacko go hard on the beat and he's a beast on the beat. So for me, I'm very, very happy. This collaboration is very, very thoughtful. I think the guy also used, it was very, very smart to put Blacko on it. So it's a 50-50. And the guy is also going to use the opportunity to also promote himself in the African continent because Blacko is topping the chart.
It's a win-win, basically.
Yeah, it's a win-win for us. So for me, I'm very, very happy about it. I want them to do more stuffs together, performances together.
Jackie, now, obviously, this is an international collaboration. And Kamido, not too long ago, he said, you know, he was asked about him, you know, going to Nigeria, going to the UK, and performing on all these platforms. And he said, yo, I saw the headline. He was speaking about local champion, but on the lighter side. But what he was saying was you have to stretch out. You have to reach more people. I think back in the day, you'd have to work for so long before you'd even think about going out there. Right now, it's not the case. Do you think these young artists, us as young creatives even, we should also focus more on going out there and tapping into other markets?
I think it's already happening also because in the age and in our age, social media is sort of being like a blessing to young creatives because it has to take a lot of your noise, a lot of, not your noise in a negative noise, but a lot of noise in your music noise, on your work, you know, people using your sounds for their TikToks, their reels, attracting these people. That the Lumbers, the Amachi the Days era, there was no social media, there was no internet, so the music was stuck into the zones that they were in. But now, thanks to social media, even the whites, or let's say the foreigners, enjoy more of the local songs than even we do. You see this remix, there's a part of social media that says that, oh, Blacko went the same one way. And the song is, if you come and you go. You know, the song is a cool vibe, but Blacko should have taken it cool and motivational rather than going hard. And you're like, the artist who brought him on was with him in the recording booth. They didn't ask him to re-record. He liked what he did and put it out. You in your zongo.
but me, I say, look, that kind of Blacko vibe of recording, that's the same thing with this guy.
Of course.
This guy, he's always on the move. He's always like this rash.
Do you think people are just now looking for a reason to attack Black
No.
Could that be the case? Because guys, the reason why I'm asking this, the reason why I'm asking this, Black Sharif is not the first person to sound, I don't want to say the same, but to adhere to his vibe. Why does it seem like this keeps on coming up? Is it from an advice perspective?
No, and it's not only with Black Sharif. People have attacked Sarkodie for having one-way style of rapping.
I mean, when he was the one to like the Black, he did a documentary on it.
But his style is still the same. His style is still the same. So Black Sharif, my point is, Black Sharif is not the first artist to have a style.
So why does it keep? Like, my question is, why does it keep on coming up?
No, it's like what he just said. We're just critical. People, it's not that people want his downfall. People are critical because they feel if people are proud of him, they feel if he tries new things, he will reach newer areas. He will bridge more gaps. If he tries going less and more he will also gain another audience. But they don't understand that the arts, you have to identify your audience, understand your audience, know how to satisfy your audience before you would think of segmenting. And that the fans don't get it from that perspective. They get it from, oh, you are big, try new things so that you go bigger.
I mean, look at how many albums Sarkodie did before he did a Merry album.
And see how
that Merry album is,
you know, and people say that's his best album up to now.
Jason, anybody who tells us that, look, Black Sharif is one way, you should go and check out Cry For Me. You should go and check out Destiny. You should go and check out Ankonam. These are songs of Black Sharif that are still making numbers on YouTube. For us who were with Black Sharif way back, we knew this guy is a versatile artist. And trust me, when Black Sharif is able to catch a niche for himself, I think it's still not there yet. You see the diversity.
But do you think it's also, let me ask this, a misunderstanding? Because if someone is saying, oh, diversify, so like she's saying, reach a wider audience, because honestly now everyone is releasing music. Could it be looked at from that perspective, that we're not saying you're necessarily one way? Because it seems like, again, his fans feel like he's being attacked for no reason. And the young guy, I don't know, it might get to him. Do you think that could also be said that, oh, maybe diversify? Is that what people are saying?
My point is, yes, I'll get to him as a human, because, you know, he knows what he wants to bring out, but people are not understanding him the way. So even as a human, if you're going through that emotion,
it gets
said
to you. In one of the interviews that he doesn't go on Twitter at all. He said he doesn't do Twitter. People manage his Twitter.
But like I always say, an artist is not just an artist, it's a brand, and the brand has people. People inside who will direct you. People inside who will tell you that let's try to do this and see. People inside who will tell you that let's not do this. So like I'm saying, he's still trying to identify his audience. Like he said, he's not there yet.
Which is fine.
I think but it is the fans that do not understand. So if every artist is going to follow their fans, Jay-Z, Kanye West would have died their career long ago. Look at how Kanye was misunderstood when he started this whole Jesus vibe thingy. But he won.
He's winning all the gospel awards
now. People that said you are rap, why are you doing gospel, are the same people that are supporting him when he wins these awards. So it's the same with Ghanaian creatives. You just have to know what your brand is. You work behind the scenes with your people. Try to understand
what you believe in, basically,
try to do what you believe in. Try to understand what is working and what is not working. And it will once it hits them, it will hit.
Okay, now we're talking about going international, so to speak, and Black Sherif is doing well because he's working with international artists now. There's the other side of the fence that's like you have to satisfy, as artists, not even just him right now. You have to reach a wider audience, have more of a grounding at home before you go international. What do you guys think about that? Because we've heard these things where artists are not as big as in the north, as in Accra. We've heard this thing where we want to push the northern artists in Accra more so. What do you think about that side of the conversation?
Oh, I think it makes sense that you have to conquer your local area before you go. About Stone Boys in partnership with the university, I spoke to Baba Sadiq, I was talking about the fact that for the primary market here in Ghana, Stone Boy has conquered it. So you will be looking forward to see Universal Music use their tools and their network to plug Stone Boy to make him an international brand. The same with Abeku Santana. Yeah. For me, I agree with that, and I think that Blacko, there are people in the north who are not too familiar with Blacko.
But they know his sound.
They know his sound. So there should be consistency in terms of the work.
Yeah.
Should keep pushing, bring new music, and that music should still be big. Like the way Second Sermon is big, and the way Kweku the Traveler is big. And if he's able to drop these kind of songs, at least 3 or 4 songs, we can say Blacko has reached. Because the consistency is very, very important. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to see his tape. He keeps saying, I'm going to drop my tape, and spit on my tape. If this tape comes out and this tape doesn't really go big, then we have a question. But if a tape comes out and is able to amass that kind of noise and that kind of hype, just like the Kweku the Traveler song. The Traveler song, it was big. It was big that same day was dropped.
I stand on the fence of not judging artists based on their consistency and the number of tapes they are able to drop within a period of time to be assessed
the
as
consistency.
But isn't that what the fans do? Isn't that what social media?
Guys, let me finish. My point is, I'm not saying that is not it. My point is basing that to say that he's big locally.
Okay.
Yeah, that is my issue. It doesn't have to be.
No, I'm talking about the record. The record being a hit. The record. You don't just be consistent. Everybody can drop a song. But when the song doesn't reach anywhere, but I'm saying that when you are able to drop the song, consistency and bringing the right content, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I understood that perfectly. But for me, when we say someone is big, Blacko transcending the Ghana border to Nigeria is big for me. For me, he has won locally. Nigeria is our opposite side. If you are not able to make it in Ghana, you have not, and if you are not able to make it in Nigeria, we believe you are not big in Ghana. And this is a fact.
No, it's fine. It's okay. It makes sense. But I'm saying that you think when Blacko today goes to the north, can fill the Tamale Stadium?
Do you think?
But does that mean he's not big?
No, I'm not saying when Fonzie the comes, can he fill this stadium?
That's what I'm saying. That for you as an artist, you work with a team and you want to conquer your country. That's the way forward. Look at what Mr. Drew told you. He said, look, he was going through every part of the country. That's what I want Blacko to do now. I want Blacko to be going to Bronga Hafu, going for media tours.
I think she's saying based like judging, using that to say he's big or he's successful. Because bro, like
but
we're saying before this, we're talking about
more media tour in these local areas to be able to bridge that gap.
Brilliant. We're saying
Sarkodie didn't do a lot of these. R2Bs didn't do a lot of local songs for them get to where they are. We understand your point, but my basis is it shouldn't be the basis for saying you are big locally.
Honestly, I don't even know if I understand it. because the reason why I'm saying this is, who did I ask? I think I asked Vorosky a long time ago. I asked him, like, Vorosky, like, is there a formula to being big? Is there a formula to breaking through an audience? And then he was taking me through a whole list, talking about Richie and all these things and plugging in your music. And he opened my spectrum, so to speak, of what you can actually do to say you've blown, so to speak.
Because you can do all the media calls. If they don't know, so they don't know.
Yeah, I think I understand what she's saying. Yeah. If an artist, not even just Blacko, if an artist goes to the north right now, Prudence, and doesn't sell out the stadium, does that mean he's not big? And again, we're talking about artists going international. But if you can go international, perform with Brenda Boy at MSG, but you come home and maybe you don't fill the stadium, does that mean you're not doing well?
You're still not big?
No,
it's very dicey.
You're not saying Blacko. I'm not saying the fact that people
even not just him, not just Blacko.
Generally.
In general.
Yeah, I'm saying the fact that maybe probably you go to, you are big in the capital and people don't. I see Buju, now Benson, doing southern part of Nigeria, trying to get the students and all that. That's what I want Blacko to be doing now. I want Blacko to be doing. I just feel like, you know,
he's not doing. You feel like his brand is not doing much, which I sat here and told you the last time I came here, right?
So I feel like
And so I'm so sorry to cut you.
And this,
but
this
Jackie, if we say Black right now is not doing much, hey, then my fellow artists, we have a lot more work to do. Like, let's be honest, because we're all proud of what the guy is doing.
No, it's doing well.
It's doing well,
because you feel like and that is for the fans. There are fans. There are people who watch Blacko and Telly who like his song, but then they haven't had the feel of Blacko, and that kind of connection brings a whole lot of bonding.
Yeah.
For me, I think if Blacko's manager is watching, these are some of the things they should do.
They should pick up on.
They should look. Ghana, we have 16 regions now.
Yeah.
I want Blacko to conquer the whole region, the whole Ghana. That's I want.
Yeah.
We know Blacko. We've heard of Blacko. We know Blacko. Hey, second summer, we all know it. But some people haven't even seen perform.
Okay, let me ask you guys this: are we too expectant as fans? Don't get me wrong. I know fans expect so much. I've always said, you drop a song today, fans want new music tomorrow.
In 3 months' time.
But now with social media, even with sports, everything is statistics. How many goals did you score? What did you do? You can play you can do sports and not score a goal, but you can win, so to speak, man of the match.
Yeah.
Are we too expectant as fans? Because again, we say and just said Sarkodie, how long it took him to drop a Mary album. And I think even Sarkodie, to paraphrase, I think he said something where he always wanted to drop an album like that, but it just wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
Black Sherif has been in the game for how many years? As a big artist.
Less than 2 years.
God willing, we're hoping that he has a longer way to go, because when he wins, we win. Are we too
feel like the time is now, like just use it.
We are too critical. Like I said earlier, we are just critical. We want to, we see the future for you, but we don't see the work that needs to be done to achieve that future.
You know what this was? Universal Music. So I spoke to the rep and was like, oh, there are a lot of Ghanaians artists here. Why don't you pick them up to join Stone Boy? They're like, no, most of them came. They didn't have a plan. They want Stone Boy brought in.
Yeah, you even said this.
Yeah, they brought in plans. How we can achieve this. Okay, after this 6 months, 1 year, therapy can do this. We can do this. And we are seeing. So I think most of the artists don't have plans. They don't even have a plan for the year.
They don't even have a plan for the next month.
They don't have a plan for 6 months, 3 months.
Richie has a plan for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
To put this
Link's legacy.
Look at it. And there's so much that goes on.
The monthly soirees. You start doing it.
Yeah.
So if you're an artist, you're watching.
I always say, like for me, the bottom line is, it's not the artist, it's the brand. If you are an artist, you can't do it all alone. You are the.
That's what I was going to ask you. What makes up the brand?
Yeah, you are the artist. You can't do all alone. You are the talent, so you need the people. Stone Boy is the talent. Honestly, a lot of us didn't see the new team around Stone Boy until the Universal. The big wigs, the people they were calling from the UK's names. I was like.
Yeah, even I didn't know they were on his team.
And you know, Stone Boy has somebody based in UK.
Yes,
and
things for him.
And there's somebody in Ghana who the person in Ghana said he did a UK guy in Ghana.
So there is a whole team that makes.
And you can't just tell Stone Boy to go for this interview without running into somebody.
I can imagine the number of people you have.
So Stone Boy was very blunt. He was like, look,
the price has changed.
It was like the price has changed, and
deservedly so.
And it was like, right now you call him, we not reach him, and not move forward because in wife safe.
A chance.
Oh, okay. I like that.
So things are changing, and I like what is happening. Like people are, like I keep saying, I want them to go the international, and I like Stone Boy performed over the weekend.
Yeah, that big
massive
show.
crowd, massive performance. Stone Boy has a brand.
Yeah, he has the brand.
The camera guy, the video guy, the
photographer,
the agency.
Guys, the pictures you post now as an artist, and I love the fact that we're talking about this because it seems like over the past couple of weeks we've spoken about little things that always lead up to what she's saying. Your brand, what are you doing? What's your team? Like you said, do you have a plan for the next 6 months? For the next, I mean, Kitty even said that no matter how successful the previous year was, he sits down with his team and we're like, Charlie, you didn't do this well.
Let me give you a practical example. When Kwame Eugene was dropping his new song, Take Away, I was there and his road manager texted me, oh, JQ, every time when we release song, we do a press conference, we invite the press. I need new ideas. What do you think we can do this time? I was like, why don't you rather go to the press? Don't invite the press. Go to the press with the song. Have the press react to the song and then record all of that. And then the day of releasing the song, you drop those, recordings. You have the press also drop. So the first place he came after, the first thing he did was he let Kojo Sheldon come to their studio, they played the song, Kudo Sheldon reacted to it, then they moved to our studio, played it, Amaya listened to it, reacted to it, said, and then they did that for all of the media. So by the time they were done dropping the song, the takeaway challenge dance was already viral, because whenever they went to every media, they showed us the dance, we danced to it, and then they videoed it. So before the song was 2 days old, there was already a takeaway challenge happening on TikTok and
video was
social
already
media.
on it.
On it.
Wow.
So you see, that when you have a brand and you have a team, you are able to think of creative ways. You're able to think of new ways to.
Because you can't do it all yourself. Like, it's not even possible.
You are singing. Go and sing your song and go. Let the others who.
Oh, you be sleeping on the music.
I'm telling
That is how you need a team.
You need a team. People to, you know.
You get a team.
And I think one thing we need to understand when we say you need a team. You can have, so to speak, Prudent on your team, but Prudent is doing his own thing. Prudent can be working with like 4 or 5 different artists, but he's still part of your team.
Jason, I can be a banker somewhere. You are an artist.
Yes.
You know your friends. You know their capabilities. You know their strengths and weaknesses. You know you get some friend media. Be very, very creative in terms of in terms of argument in the house. And you say the ideas you will bring. So then we call them, oh Charlie, I did drop this song. I think I want to change the way of promotion. It's fine.
Go get the one, you go fight.
He
just fights for you.
So put up for security.
Yeah, he's just going to defend you. When you are wrong, he's pulling up. When we get the one to go drive, because maybe cars have no day.
Exactly. When you get one party, where you don't want to go and say, you won't know say he be the manager. Yeah, you invest inside. So that's what
I mean. That's. I mean, I don't even know what to add to this, but again. We've said this, and there's so many layers to being a brand. And we're talking about artists. You can be a presenter. You know, you can be behind the scenes. You can be a producer. And to have a strong team is very, very integral. So, a lot of stuff. But someone who's been also doing well in terms of, I think, longevity for how long he's been in the music industry is Medical. Right? And, you know, for...
Why?
Tell me about it.
Okay, now that's my friend. I'm going to defend him no matter what happens. You know, we are 100% honest on the show with who we defend and who we like. And I'm always going to defend you. I think for him, looking at his controversies and what he's done to sustain, again, his brand, to stay at the forefront of conversations in terms of rap and music and award shows, I think he's done very, very well. And he's dropped a new song we're going to get into, but I hear a lot of hiccups and
no. I mean, Medical. I know Medical when Medical was still writing raps on sheets in Odogono Senior High School. We sat in the same classroom. He was my next sitting mate on the desk.
Okay.
So I knew Medical, and I think I have his oldest video on my Facebook wall from when we were in high school, and people
that's nice.
Occasionally drop it. So even from high school, I used to tell him, "You had the talent, you're gonna blow. You have the talent, you're gonna blow." So when he blew, it's not surprising. Whenever you see me as event, it's like, "Oh, JQ, you said it. Yeah, you also did good. What's up? Big up." But in recent times, Medical has shifted from his love for his music to other things, and that is how I see it. Medical has shifted from let me sit and write songs that translate the talent that I know is in me to let me not even go into it, but
let me do what to hear.
Bottom line.
I said this in front of Prudence. I just want to hear. He's not going to let it go.
Bottom line, Medical should go back to his love for music. Medical should go back.
No, I disagree with you.
Medical
You think Medical doesn't still love music?
No, I didn't say he doesn't
You
love
have
music.
to finish your statement. We are not getting you.
He has his love for music.
Viewers, are you getting
He
here?
has his love for music, but he should go back to putting out the too risky, two things that made Medical. Prudent. Medical is, when you say the top 5 this year, which Medical song would say this year from last year has been on top of people's minds?
Finish your statement so that we can
I'm back to my statement.
Okay,
which Medical song since last year?
You have to finish the first one.
Let's come
you
back
are saying Medical is not doing it. And now what type? I don't understand. What type of music?
And I've come back to the question that within last year to this year, what Medical song has gone mainstream? What Medical song has people been singing on their?
But his brand has been at the forefront.
Yes.
But
I mean, your music
he gets nominations all the time. He's doing very well. He's a rapper.
Which
He got nominated for VGMA.
And
I love the show. I love the show.
You
know, Jason, I'm coming. I want you to.
What we're going to do is let's play the video for his new song. When I come, I'm going to let them carry on. Guys, enjoy this.
We are here.
show you more things. So now you know they call me. But you benzo me for Uber. Touch a check, Okodina. You like a strip, Aquafina. My hat is big, Yokozuna. Yeah, home baby, you park, I say. But now now I am again. And then they have been qualified. But you have been thrown out dead. Oh, gosh, I'm scared. Sorry, oh, gosh, I'm dead. See the way you make up confused. Hey, I must confess. When you weigh me, diamond that. It's me so many so pumba. You got to one thing. I got on me. I guess I was to see how you woman. See the boom, taboo boom. My dear dot, company. I don't. You told me, say, I'll be the one. Party the light. Hold on, yes, come. You tell me, say, I'll be the only one. Party the light. Hold on, yes, come. Hold on, yes, come. Hey, I want. I'll be like. Hold on, yes, come. Hold on, yes, come. Hey, I want. I'll be like. Hold on, yes, come. Used to be my babe. Used to call me daddy. Used to be my lover.
Is it the content of the music or the consistency? Because I think he's been very consistent in releasing music. Is it the content?
His consistency, he's there. He was on the US tour with Shatawale.
Yeah.
Where is the content that came out of that US tour?
The videos are there. The videos are out.
Where are the stories that came out of the various shows they played?
It's you guys don't write it.
Am I your paper?
Okay, that's another interesting perspective.
Am I your paper?
But you knew he was on a trip.
But you have to have a team that is sending press releases to the press. I don't know the center you are playing. I don't know how your ticket sales were planned.
That I can agree with you.
So
we have to have that formal conversation.
So what can you not agree with me?
I'm not agreeing that. You see, we want our industry to get to a level. So you have to teach them. You can just call them and say, look, you went for a tour. Okay, can you send us some of the things that we can? Because look, the thing is that some of them don't know these things, and we have to help each other. That's the thing. I believe, Jason, we have to help each other.
Because like I was saying, with consistency of releasing.
And look,
but even that side,
the medical knows that you love him so much. So when he says something, I'm sure medical will be like, yo, I need to listen to her.
So is the fact that they didn't bring the stories to you?
That's just
or not just part of it.
It's just my point is he's bringing the things out. He's being consistent, but the content and I watch the concert and the tour contents are extra, but even the content of a song do not resonate with people like it
change
did
is difficult. Everybody finds it difficult to adapt to change.
For me, medical is one person I always say I feel made a quick switch. You see, like we're saying, Black Sherif should take time to assess his environment and try to, give them as much.
I think with medical, the lifestyle has more implication on it.
And the relationships, dramas, and there were so many things that took the focus of his acts, his talent, that he became noted for other things. Oh, this person's ex, this person's wife, and this. That the artist himself and the music that he drops became drowned in all the noise.
I think the affiliation with Shatawale is not really helping that.
This matter you want to bring
That's
now.
very interesting. Guys, unfortunately.
I don't think it's helping much.
Unfortunately.
We'll come back and continue.
We have to sign up. But like they say, we're going to come back. Charlie, thank you guys so much. You make the show the best. You make our conversations as enticing as possible. And like, you see where he ended it. We'll bring him back. For where he ended. When we hear same time to work, we've ended today, but we'll be back. Salute, guys. Appreciate you.
You told me, say, I'll be the one, but the lie, hold on, yes, come. You told me, say, I'll be the only one, but the lie, hold on, yes, come. Hold on, yes, come.
Hey, Abrantia, Aketesia, Ibi from here, Charlie, MX24. My baby, must say baby, about them people they do bad.
Hey guys, this is your girl Bishasha.
This is the best MC, best hype man in Ghana 2020. I beg you success, the highest MC. Keep watching MX24.
It is fun, it is fearless, it is factual.
Need the best of in-depth analysis, top personality interviews, trending and breaking news all come your way. I'll be serving you with football conversations, life-hearted, lifestyle-related conversations, all on Off the Cuff. Join me, Derek Aim, this and every Monday to Friday between 4 and 5 p.m. only on MX24 TV.
Hi everyone, I'm Catherine from Ghana Made and welcome to our series called Find Your Way Back, where I'll be interviewing amazing individuals that have moved back to Ghana from the diaspora.